Good evening. Welcome to Current Affairs. Today is February 18th, 2016. So let us continue the discussion on Arunachal Pradesh. So during the last week and even yesterday also I spoke to you so many points regarding what exactly is happening in Arunachal Pradesh. So with respect to our examination especially, this is really getting transformed very interesting. So for the first time certain things are happening and we have to wait exactly what is going to happen in the coming 1 week and 2 weeks. Now, so let me come to the point straight away. Yesterday, I was telling you that the Supreme Court has given the permission for the formation of the government in Arunachal Pradesh. That's what I told you. So later at the end of the class, I also told you that with respect to the disqualification of the 14 MLAs of Congress party in Arunachal Pradesh, who were disqualified by the original speaker. His name was Nabam Rebia. Nabam Rebia. So he was the speaker and he disqualified 14 members. And on the disqualification of these 14 members, the High Court of Guwahati High Court has given the stay orders. So meaning this is not yet decided whether they are disqualified or not. And on that particular aspect, Supreme Court yesterday asked to maintain the status quo in Arunachal Pradesh means you should not form the government immediately. But today, what happened? The Supreme Court has given the permission for the formation of the government. So this is a big blow to the Congress party. Congress party do not want that government to be formed because its own MLAs have been disqualified and they are saying that nobody can claim majority in the assembly. And they approached the Supreme Court, they also approached the President of India. So many things happened. But today's decision of the Supreme Court, it came as a big blow to Congress party because the Supreme Court permitted for establishing the government in Arunachal Pradesh. At the same time, the interesting thing is that at the same time, Supreme Court also mentioned that why these 14 members have been disqualified, there is no prima facie evidence. Meaning, there is no prima facie evidence like issuing the notices to these 14 members. Meaning, the claim of these 14 members who were disqualified by the original speaker, Nebam Revia, was that they were disqualified without being heard. The general principle is that there is no doubt. Under anti-defection law, the Speaker of the Assembly can take a decision and the members can be disqualified by the Speaker. Of course, that is subjected to judicial review according to one of the judgments of Supreme Court in the year 1993. But in this case, it is termed interest. It is because they were disqualified without issuing the notice. So the basic idea is that we are not stopping the disqualification. But before you disqualify, you should hear to them. That's the reason why Speaker is expected to issue the notices, call all the 14 members to your chamber, speak to them, then you can take the final decision after speaking to the legal experts. And Supreme Court felt that this is what is missing completely. That's the reason why. So it supported and it said that we are not going to interfere with the orders that are given by the Guwahati High Court. And Supreme Court also said that on this particular matter, Guwahati High Court must take a decision within 2 weeks. 2 weeks time is there. See, what is more interesting and important here is that, so there is a deliberate president's rule in Arunachal Pradesh because of the government, because of the BJP government. Number one. Number two, and it is already the Congress party government in Arunachal Pradesh. And all of a sudden, there is a revocation of the president's rule. And the rebel MLAs of the Congress party plus 11 members of BJP, they wanted to form the government. And Congress does not like this. That's the reason why this is considered to be a big blow to the Congress party. But the rebel MLAs, they claim that their number is 31, which is exactly the simple majority that is enough to form the government. But the beautiful thing is that the disqualified MLAs are also present in this group, 14 members. Whether they should be taken into consideration or not, we have to wait and watch. Getting it? And they should be taken because the Guwahati High Court has supported this. And within 2 weeks, the High Court of Guwahati is going to give a judgment on this. Till then, whether the government can be formed or not. So this is the first of its kind. So we have to just wait and watch as far as this particular scenario in Arunachal Pradesh is concerned. Hope you are getting these points. So depending on the interest of the government, so many things will happen, especially the central government. First, it was Congress party government. Congress party suspended 14 MLAs, disqualified 14 MLAs. And because they started mingling with and meeting with and shifting their loyalties towards BJP. Number one. So by citing all these things, the central government obviously ordered the governor, and the governor started taking his own decisions. First thing is that governor ordered on his own for summoning the assembly, which is not expected to be done by the governor of a state, because the governor is expected to follow the advice that is given by the council of ministers headed by the chief minister. This is the activity, the act that was performed by governor is considered to be against the principle of parliamentary democracy, number one. Number two, when the governor ordered for summoning the assembly, so he gave the directions to the deputy speaker of assembly. In the agenda, first priority should be given to the removal of the speakers. And the speaker is already there in the power. He did not give permission for these members to enter into assembly. That's the reason why rebel MLAs, deputy speaker, they held a meeting outside assembly, and there they took a decision and the speaker was removed. No conference motion was moved against the chief minister. So these are all the dramatic things that have happened. Obviously, it's a clear indication that central government played a role in this one. Obviously, the criticism is that this is against the principles of the democracy. And by looking at the various issues, the developments, central government recommended for the revocation of the president's rule. President's rule is no more. Congress party approached the Supreme Court. Supreme Court refused to interfere. And today, Supreme Court has given the permission to formation of the government, pending the case that is related to the matter of disqualification of the 14 MLAs. Definitely, what is going to happen is that these 14 members who were disqualified by the speaker, Nebam Rabia, they will be restored back. And hopefully, within coming 2 to 3 days, the government may be formed along with the MLAs who were disqualified. And within 2 weeks, definitely the judgment of the High Court will come out. And that is considered to be a restoration of their membership of the assembly. And we have to wait and watch how long this journey will continue, because this rebel group is the combination of MLAs from Congress party and remaining all 11 members belong to BJP, plus 2 independent members are there. Again, it's a sensitive one. Arunachal Pradesh is a fragile state. Always, it shares border with China. Where there is an expected government should be there, alert government. If these things will happen in Arunachal Pradesh, if this becomes a fight between 2 political parties like BJP and Congress, that is definitely a dangerous thing to the democracy. So hopefully, let's observe what exactly is going to happen. But this is important for our examination point of view and also as a case study. Now, I'll open the document for you. You please have a look at the document. The same points, please. Whatever I told you now. The Supreme Court on February 18th, 2016 vacated its stay order on the revocation of President's rule in Arunachal Pradesh, thus paving the way for the formation of the government. Right? I'm sorry, this is not February, this is the 17th. Is that okay? So this is what happened. So it's a big blow to the Congress party, and the apex court refused to intervene with the interim order of Guwahati High Court staying disqualification of the 14 Congress MLAs, rebel Congress MLAs. And the apex court said that the prima facie, we were convinced that MLAs were disqualified without being served the notice. This is what is observed by the top court. And the Supreme Court asked the High Court to pass a final order on the merit within 2 weeks. If the High Court says that these 14 MLAs are really disqualified, means they will lose the membership. If the High Court says that they are not disqualified, means they will be continuing with their membership. For your information, please have a look at this. Certain statements I have given. In November 2011, Nabam Tuki became the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh. And his brother, Nabam Rabia, he became the Speaker. He became the Speaker of Assembly. But the developments have been started taking place in December 2014, where a minister under the Chief Minister, his name is Kaliko Paul, was dropped from the ministry, and later he was expelled from the party also because of his anti-party activities. Later, in November 2015, BJP MLAs issued a resolution for the removal of the speakers. Is that okay? In December 2015, on the orders of the governor, Jyoti Rajkova, deputy speaker conducted assembly session, and the removal of the speaker was at the top of the agenda. So these are the reasons why the governor was criticized. How can you give the orders for summoning the assembly? How can you change the dates of summoning the assembly? How can you give the orders regarding what to discuss in the assembly? How can you decide the agenda? This is the reason why the governor was criticized. Central government was also criticized. Am I clear? Next here, I would like to say something about the so-called the JNU. This is what we are discussing, and even today also it's a very, very hot topic. And with respect to Jawaharlal Nehru University, so whatever happened, that was a very, very sensitive one. It should not happen, rather. And the basic argument from some professors and also the students' unions is that what is the evidence that Kanhaiya Kumar has raised the slogans? According to his own statement, Mr. Kanhaiya Kumar, he is saying that he went to that particular group only to stop them to raise the slogans. This is the statement. And yesterday he was beaten by a group of liars, I told you already. But yesterday evening, some 2 TV channels, they started playing the video of Kanhaiya Kumar, where it is seen. Of course, the audio is not very, very clear, but where it is seen that Kanhaiya Kumar is raising the slogans which are considered to be anti-national. But with respect to the sedition charges framed against him, that it is really very serious. And whether he'll be given the bail or not, of course, he moved Supreme Court also with respect to getting the bail. So we have to wait and watch. If the slogans are really raised by that person, that should be considered very, very seriously, because it has been played by 2 TV channels yesterday. But certain communities like the professors and some of the students' unions, they are extending support to Kanaya Kumar and demanding for his immediate release. So maybe Supreme Court tomorrow look into this matter seriously, and Supreme Court may decide on these things. The one thing that should be identified is that it should be identified at the earliest whether that video in that video Kanaya Kumar is really raising the slogans which are anti-national. We have seen yesterday some channels are playing that. If it is so, it's very serious one. Is that okay? And kindly follow that particular matter. But above all, constitution is important, nationalism is important, unity and integrity of the nation is important. Especially you're all preparing for various examination. These are the things that you must keep always in mind. We are not saying that so and so person has to be punished. No, we are not the people to decide. But the allegations are very, very serious. And when Delhi police have charged him with sedition, that was also criticized. On what grounds? How can you consider this one as a sedition, anti-national? But yesterday's video, if it is true, it is going to take some more serious turn. But what about the remaining people? Why were they not arrested so far? Where are they hiding? Who is giving them the protection? Who is funding them? On the name of the students, what exactly they are doing? Are they really the students or they came from outside? JNU is one of the fantastic universities in India. The reputation should be upheld. The reputation has to be restored. Just because of few people, it is very unfortunate that entire student community is getting the criticism. Hopefully, these things will not be repeated in future, not just in JNU, not just in Jadavpur University, but anywhere in the country, it should not be done. Conducting elections, formation of the unions, very much permitted, no issues. But the relation should be very, very healthy. And that all depends on the maturity of the students, especially the leaders. If these comments are real, they are very serious. That's the reason why, of course, it's an autonomous university. Even the police also cannot enter without the permission of the vice chancellor. But so many developments have been taken place. So the concept of maturity will come into the picture, and professors are also expected to play a very crucial role in upholding the peace and tranquility in universities. They are the temples. They are producing wonderful citizens for the nation. And those citizens are expected to work for the constructive purposes, not for the destructive purposes. Students should be alert, professors should be alert, parents should also be alert. Because there are some anti-national elements which are trying to disturb the peace in the country. This is not the first time, and this may not be the last time also. But everyone should take care that this should be the last time. Okay, next. Next one, I'm opening the document once again. Please have a look at this. So this is with respect to the Election Commission. So in the year 2016, in the first half itself, some elections are being conducted. You can look it on the screen. In Assam, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, and Puducherry. So in all the states and Puducherry Union Territory, the elections are being held. Now, obviously, what will happen during these elections? The Election Commission will ask for some IAS officers. As it is being done in majority in so many states, so there is a necessity of a large panel. That's the reason why Election Commission has sought a panel of 1,100 IAS officers of 1988 to 2017 batches for appointment as general observers for assembly polls to Assam, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, Puducherry. Look at this. The beautiful thing is that why this 1988 to 2007? Is that okay? Meaning, now look at this statement number 2. This is important for people who are preparing with public administration, optional for main examination. The center has asked states not to recommend state civil service officers, especially those above 52, for general observer duties in a directive before the forthcoming elections. Is that okay? The reason may be the health reasons or any reason. They are very clear. Only those officers who joined between 1988 and 2007 will be deployed as the election observers. Okay, look at this. Very, very important one. The center has already given the directions. And other officers, right? For example, here, I'll also come to this one second. Such officers were not found in good health in earlier assignments. Okay, so they should be very healthy. They should be dynamic. They should take part in the busy schedule of the elections. That's the reason why central government has taken a decision. Another one is that, and all the officers who are facing any disciplinary action as recommended by ECI, that is Election Commission of India, or any other department are also not to be recommended. Don't send any officer. Don't send any officer, all the states. If any officer is facing any disciplinary action, whether disciplinary action has been recommended by Election Commission or any department, please don't send them. Very, very, very important move as far as the public administration is concerned. Is it okay? Now, so let me speak to you regarding Justice Karnan. Now, so with respect to Justice Karnan, I was talking to you in the previous class also last week. This person is a judge from Madras High Court. And so he's a person who has to uphold the rule of law. And he's a person who is expected to know ins and outs of the judicial system. But unfortunately, in the opinion of the Supreme Court, in the opinion of the other judges in Madras High Court and the Chief Justice of Madras High Court, later, in the eyes of the Supreme Court of India, this person has started creating troubles. And very unfortunate to say, this person started playing the caste cards. And his appointment as a judge itself was questioned some time back. So now it is becoming a very big problem. Because of that one, the Madras High Court Chief Justice and 21 other judges, they requested the Chief Justice of India to recommend for his transfers from Madras High Court. And Chief Justice of India has recommended, and he was asked to get transferred to the Calcutta High Court. And being Mr. Justice Karnan being the judge, he himself has stopped the order, stayed the order of the Chief Justice of India, stayed the order of recommendation of the CJI. How dangerous and how pathetic it is. And he also started saying that he'll be filing criminal cases against the Chief Justice of Madras High Court and 21 other judges in the Madras Court under SC and ST Atrocities Act. India is a country where we have seen people from different castes and communities became the judges, and everyone tried to uphold the principles of the Constitution. But unfortunately, this particular case is becoming so one of the very serious one, and what should be done? Some people say that impeachment is the only solution, but it takes time. So there were also incidents in India where impeachment motion against judges have been moved, but no one, not even a single one was passed for three against three judges, one from Supreme Court, two from two different high courts. It was moved, but some were stopped, and other two judges they submitted the resignation letter. But if this man does not submit the resignation letter even after starting the impeachment process, I don't think so it will happen, right? Then it will become um, a matter of big discussion on the part of this person. So transferring him from one high court to the other high court itself is considered to be an action taken by the Supreme Court. But will it be accepted by other judges in Calcutta High Court? So this is a matter of very serious concern. Is that okay? Judges are expected to be the persons with lots of ideology, and they should be the persons who will always try to uphold the principles enshrined in the Constitution. No one is expected to play the caste cards or religious cards. If they are doing that, it is considered to be a very big blow for the whole democratic system of the country. That will be a big blow to the judicial system in the country. So regarding that, I have some information. I'll show you that information. Look at this. Justice Karnan is a judge of Madras High Court. The Chief Justice of India recommended for his transfer to Calcutta High Court. Justice Karnan states the recommendation of the CJI. 21 judges of the Madras High Court and the Chief Justice sent a recommendation to the CJI requesting his transfer. Later, the Registry of Madras High Court filed a petition in the Supreme Court. And this person frequently raised the issue of his caste status and complained to the National Commission on Scheduled Castes and threatening to file criminal charges under SC/ST atrocities, Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Atrocities Act against the Chief Justice and also other judges of the Madras High Court. Now, this is the time again for the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has to stop all these things, of all these activities of this Justice Karnan. Right? And that's all for today. I'll see you in the next class with some more current affairs. Till then, I wish you all the very, very best. Take very good care of yourself. Thank you. Good night.